It's Bridge. Thanks so much for being here and welcome back to my channel. So I mentioned in my first YouTube video that I was ADD and a lot of people seemed really interested and wanted to learn more about it. Oh my gosh, it's so windy out there. I hope that this doesn't affect the sound. Anyway, I've been ADD my whole life. I thought I would kind of just discuss exactly what it is and what my symptoms have been. Some of these symptoms I still have and some of them I have learned to manage as I've grown older. I just want to say that if you are ADD or ADHD, this doesn't mean that you can't live a life like anybody else. You can do exactly what a non-ADD or ADHD person can do. You just have to figure out how you can do it differently and how you can do things in a way that suits your brain and how you function. I can be a pilot, I can be a doctor, I can do it all. I am by no means a professional. I'm just making this video for entertainment purposes only and to help people who may struggle to pay attention to realize that there are a whole bunch of us with the exact same symptoms and you are not alone. I have done some research for the sake of this video and I will post my resources in the description box below so that you can research the topic as well if you'd like to. When I was diagnosed as being ADD, which stands for Attention Deficit Disorder. So for the sake of this video, I refer to myself as being ADD as this is what I was diagnosed as. Attention Deficit Hyperactive Disorder and Attention Deficit Disorder is a brain disorder that affects how you pay attention, how you sit still, and how you control your behavior. A person with ADD can also be referred to as having inattentive type ADHD, as they don't demonstrate the symptoms that have to do with hyperactivity. So the terms ADD and ADHD can be used interchangeably, as ADHD is the official medical term for the condition. Saying all that, let's get into my 10 symptoms. So symptom number 1 that relates to me is that I avoid or dislike work that requires sustained mental effort. I've gotten a lot better at this. I used to hand my work in at the very last second. I would procrastinate. But now my work's handed in on time and I've kind of learned how to break up my work in small little increments so that it's a little bit more manageable. And symptom number 2 is that I am easily distracted. And I think that this is the symptom that ADD or ADHD people struggle with the most. I know when I was in school, I would get quite easily distracted if there was some activity going on outside or if someone was making a noise inside the classroom. Medical treatments like Ritalin and Concerta helped me significantly to maintain my concentration for longer periods of time. But I no longer rely on either of them and I can concentrate without medication. And symptom number 3 is that someone with ADD or ADHD is likely to make careless mistakes. I often did this when I was in school. I don't do it so much anymore. I've learned to be attentive with my work, but this used to happen a lot in math and it would really affect my ultimate mark and my grades. But now that I'm older, I tend to make less careless mistakes, and I do this by making sure that I check my work, trying to take my time a little bit more, and just being a little bit more careful when I'm busy working. Symptom number 4 is excitability. When I was younger, when it was my birthday party, I would get sick to the point where I would throw up and my mom would have to come and fetch me from school because I literally could not contain my excitement. And this didn't just happen one year. It happened every single year that I had a birthday party. I would go to the doctor and she'd have to give me some medication that would calm me down. I don't think that I'll ever stop being easily excited, but for my 20th, my mom did throw me a surprise birthday party, which worked extremely well because I didn't have enough time to be sick. Symptom number 5 is daydreaming. It is important to know that not all ADD or ADHD people are super hyper and super active. I didn't jump around all the time when I was younger. In fact, I was always afraid that I would get in trouble and I wanted to be a good child who listened. So I always keep quiet when I'm in class or when someone else is speaking. I really never want to be disrespectful to anybody, but I can tend to daydream a little bit on occasion. And symptom number 6 is that ADD or ADHD people tend to talk too much. Some days I may speak a little bit much if I've got a lot to say. Other days I can be really quiet and just keep to myself. I think it really depends, but I mean, I started a YouTube channel, so you tell me. Keegan!
Bridget.
Symptom number 7 is forgetfulness. I remember this being a serious issue when I was younger. I would almost always forget my tog bag, I would almost always forget my homework, and I would almost always forget when things were due. Now this has gotten slightly better as I get older, but I still tend to forget things sometimes. Symptom number 8 is trouble coping with stress, and this can make things really difficult. I know for me personally, I also still struggle to cope with stress. I have never really coped that well with change, and I can put a whole lot of pressure on myself when it comes to my assignments and things I have to do for university. Another symptom of being ADD is that you have trouble driving. I would strongly disagree with this symptom. Do I have trouble driving? He says I do. I think he's lying. And my final symptom is interrupting. I know for me, I used to struggle a little bit when I was younger because I was really excited to share what I had to say. But as I've grown older, I've just paid more attention to it and tried to really work on my listening skills. And I don't think that I do this regularly anymore. So those were my 10 symptoms that I've dealt with as an ADD person. I've realized while filming this video that so many of my symptoms have improved as I've got older. I really like being ADD. I think it makes me interesting and makes things a little bit different. I've got a lot more that I could discuss with you, so let me know what you want to see next. Thank you so much for sticking around. Please give this video a like and a subscribe. I appreciate you being here so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye!